Welcome to the St Mark's Overseas Aid Trust's Christmas Appeal. SMOAT raises funds for self-sufficiency projects for the very poorest in the world, and our Christmas Appeal is one of our main events. This year we're raising funds for two amazing projects. The first is to support maternity care in northwest Tanzania, and the second is to help keep girls in education in Zambia. Turning to the first project, it's in Nyashozi in Tanzania, and SMOAT is delighted to be working with Action in Africa to improve their lives through better maternity care. Just over half of Tanzania's population are under 25, so it's one of the youngest populations in the world. It's also one of the poorest. Nyashozi itself is a really remote community in the Kagera province in northwest Tanzania. In the village there's almost no sanitation and also high maternal deaths. This is due to the lack of maternity facilities and also the fact that women, when they're pregnant, will work in the fields almost to the point at which they're giving birth. Nyashozi has a dispensary, and there's also a midwife, Rebecca Didas, who works with the expectant mothers to provide them with the best possible care that she can. Rebecca actually comes from the community, having been supported by Action in Africa to train successfully as a midwife. Thanks to the work of Action in Africa and the work of Rebecca, there's already been a step change in the maternity care in that they successfully managed to buy a haemoglobin machine to support prenatal care, in that it tests for levels of haemoglobin in expectant mothers. What they haven't been able to do is provide the critical postnatal care, particularly if babies are born preterm. Currently, if the babies are born preterm, they're kept warm under a light bulb or by being placed on the mother. And if that's not available to them, it's highly likely that those babies are going to die. SMOAT's goal for this Christmas Appeal is to raise £6,000 to fund an incubator to provide support for the first time for preterm babies. This equipment is really urgently needed because out of the 400 babies born every year, around a third, and that's 130 babies, are born preterm. You can hear directly from Rebecca just how much it's needed. The second project for the SMOAT Christmas Appeal aims to keep girls in education through psychosocial counselling. SMOAT will be working with a grassroots charity, Zambia Orphans Aid, at Chibolya Community School in Zambia. In Chibolya, poverty levels are particularly high, with 90% of adults illiterate, and the average monthly income at just £25. ZOA has already helped towards the running costs of the school and towards its construction. The focus for this project is about keeping the girls in education, because that's a proven route out of poverty and a proven route of reducing child marriage. Zambia has one of the worst rates in the world, with 29% of girls already married by the time they're 18. Just 27% of girls in Zambia complete their education, and that falls to 3% for the very poorest. Every year of primary school education increases their earnings by 10 to 20%, and every year of secondary education increases earnings by up to 25%. SMOAT is aiming to raise £2,500 to train 25 teachers at Chibolya School so that they can provide the psychosocial counselling for some 300 girls every year, helping to keep them in education. A 2-year pilot study elsewhere has already shown some fantastic results. School absenteeism went down by 68%. Thoughts of suicide went down by some 51%. And the likelihood that those girls will reach out for support went up by 371%. Let me introduce you to 2 teachers, Petra Shikondo and Patra Mwia. They're talking about the negative impact of COVID and how they anticipate the training is going to help them support their students.
Apart from that is law, regulation, learning, where we were unable to complete the syllabus. And the other one is an increase in the number of girls that have dropped out of the school. Away from that, we have also observed an increase in absenteeism.
Finally, let me introduce you to Mary. She's 21 and she's now studying public health at La Cooper College of Nursing. You can hear what a difference the psychosocial counselling made for her.
Though support brought happiness and has enabled me to complete school. With the counselling I've been receiving, it has helped me to understand myself and I'm happier today.
If you would like to support this year's Christmas Appeal, you can find our details at SMOAT on Facebook, or you can find the details of where to give money on our webpage at www.smoat.org.uk. Thank you.